What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of KM Videos, True Stories. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of KM Videos, True Stories. Welcome to another episode of
Another one bites the dust.
Welcome to another episode of
Another one bites the dust.
Welcome to another episode.
Another one bites the dust.
Welcome to another episode of KM Videos,
Another one bites the dust.
True Stories. Just so you know, it's cold as hell where I'm at today, and I really didn't want to get up out of bed, but I promise you guys this story that I call the slow speed chase. In the next episode, I'm going to tell you about the slow speed chase and me going to the county jail and running across my brother. Now, for those following along, you may remember the last episode. Mom's called me because she hadn't seen me and hadn't heard from me, and Mom's want to see me. I'm like, Mom, I'm over here chilling. She like, well, you got all this mail. I want to bring you your mail, and I want to see my grandbaby. So I'm like, all right. So Mom's and my oldest brother come to see me. I step outside, and I see all these strange cars. I'm like, Mom, I'm finna go to jail. She said, boy, you ain't going to jail. I said, you see all these white folks? We don't have no white folks on the block. She's like, boy, they ain't thinking about you. So I see this one car, a detective car, unmarked car, speed up on me. I'm like, oh shit. So I open up the van door and I dive inside the van with my daughter. And the police, pull over. And Mom's takes off. We on a slow speed chase. My dumb ass had the bracelet in my safe. So when they kicked in Mom's door, they found the bracelet. And the reason why I didn't sell the bracelet, man, it was so heavy and so unique. I mean, it was so unique, I had the homie mailman ask to borrow the bracelet so he can get a copy made. And he had a copy of that bracelet made. Man, this bracelet was off the chain. So the police jump out the car and draw down on us. And Mom's takes off. Mom's was a G. And the G ain't just for grandma or great grandma, but she was a gangster. No, she didn't gangbang, but she was about that G life. Mom's grew up in Stockton, California, about 75 miles outside of Oakland. So she had friends in Oakland and a little bit of Black Panther influence. She moved to LA around 1963 or 1964. And she was in LA when our Prentice Bunchy Carter and John Huggins was killed at UCLA. She would eventually become a student at UCLA. In my teenage years, she got this wooden bookcase, and she had nothing but black books on her bookshelves. She had people in there like Malcolm X, George Jackson, The Miseducation of the Negro, W.E. Du Bois, Huey Newton, and books similar to these. She used to slide me books that I would half-ass read, but somehow I found Malcolm X and George Jackson the most attractive to me. These were the most interesting stories that I enjoyed reading. Little did I know how important this bookcase would be later in life and all the books that she gave me to read. But I can go on and on about Moms. This is just about the slow speed chase, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm staying in Dorset Village with my two kids and their mother. And Moms is driving slow up 59th Street headed west. She busts a left, busts a right on 59th Place. And the police are right behind us. It's like a parade of police. Like they were already laying in the cut waiting on me or waiting on that car. And Moms is stopping at all the stop signs. She turned her blinkers on. It's quiet in the car. There's silence, complete silence in the car. She busts a right on Crenshaw Boulevard. And you got a parade of police behind us. The helicopter is there, and it's loud and it's low, and you can feel the vibration in the van. And Moms keeps going. She gets to the shopping center on Crenshaw Slauson. She turns right into the shopping center. All these police behind us. The helicopter's telling us to stop and pull over. and mom just keep on going slow, like she's going grocery shopping. Then she busts that left. And the LAPD jump out the car. They got us blocked off, and they drawing down on us. I'm like, I told you, Mom, I'm gone. My brother's yelling, I'm getting a parole violation. Bro, nobody cares about your violation, nigga. I'm getting ready to go to the penitentiary. I ain't been there yet. So now reality sets in. I know I'm busted. So I frustratingly open up the sliding door, and I step out, and I'm yelling, put your guns down, man. It's an infant in the car. It's an infant in the car. My daughter's in the car. My mama's in the car. And they like, okay, lay down. I'm like, put your guns down. I'm calling shots like I'm the lieutenant or the watch commander, right? And it wasn't intentional. It was just a natural response that I'm angry for finally getting busted. And I felt it was cowardly, but it may have been the right thing to do, to catch me when I got my daughter with me. And one of the officers, I think it was a driver, I want to say a driver of an unmarked car, but I'm not sure. But that's irrelevant. But he starts yelling, it's a baby in the car, it's a baby in the car. But they been knew this. They should have been told the officers it was a baby in the car. So now the passenger's yelling, lay down, lay down. So I want to make sure they put the guns down. So now they got all the guns focused on me. Guns is off the van. And I lay down on the ground. Everybody's coming out all the stores. I think Rite Aid and Ralph's, and they coming out all the little supply, the wig supplies and all that shit. They coming out looking. And I'm feeling like this celebrity now. I'm actually looking for the news. Because there's so many police in the helicopter that I think the news is going to cover this. So they handcuff me and take me in. They also take my brother in. So we go to 77, and supposedly what had happened is the LAPD ran mom's license plate, seen my name on there, and they followed her. They followed her and they made calls for more units to come. So by the time she arrives and we outside talking, they already gathering up. And that's why they were there, and that's why the police helicopter was there so fast. They don't even ask me who I am. They already know who I am. And it was funny because I heard one officer say, we got Kev Mac. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But they had my nickname on the wanted poster. So they already had all this information. They already knew what they was doing and who they wanted. When we get to 77, they make a phone call to the FBI Special Task Force. Special Agent Tracy Hanlon pulls up, comes and looks at me and wants to talk to me with some other agents. Man, when I tell you how relieved I was when they finally captured me, it was like the weight of the world was off my shoulder. They come looking at me and acting like I'm some endangered species or some shit. Or maybe they was just happy that they finally caught me and they could proceed with the case. They ended up letting my oldest brother go, so he gets no violation. And while I'm waiting for arraignment, my brother Bam is calling from the county jail, so he's aware that I have been arrested for a robbery. After arraignment, they send me to Men's Central Jail, downtown LA. So I come through the county jail and I'm going through processing, and now I'm going through classification. While going through classification, I see this dude with some hazel eyes, and he got some long braids, and he's smiling, and he say, what's up, cuz, you from 60s? And I'm like, damn, who greets you like that? Like, he just telling me where I'm from. I'm like, yeah, why, what's up? And he tell me, oh, your brother told me you was coming up in here. We've been looking for you, man, your brother looking for you. So I'm like, oh, all right, where he at? He like, he at work, but all the homies up in 9400. I'm like, yeah, all right. He said, I'm gonna get you pulled over there. I'm trying to explain to him, I'm going to the Crip March. I'm not going to no 9,000 nothing. I'm going to Crip March. He tell me, all right, well, I'll just have you pulled over there and then they'll come get you. So I'm like, all right. He gets me pulled over there. It's homies in there like Black Dog from 111, Wimp from 111, my brother, PJ from 60s, Big Crazy, Lil Crazy from 111. And so the Hipster cars is deep, it's solid up in there. It's 60s and 111s up in there. The population in that module was probably 60-40. 60% Southsiders and Mexicans, 40% black, but only 111s and 60s made up for the gangbangers from the black population. I'm up in there for hours and I don't get to see bro, and finally bro walks in. So I get to see my bro. This is the first time me and my bro actually ran across each other while about to face some time or do some time. And it was amazing, man. I really tripped off how my brother acted. Like when I was young and he was punking me and breaking my games, that's how he conducted himself now as an adult, now as a guy that been to prison like a 3-4 time loser. He's up in there running shit. He's calling all the shots. You know, this is one of the rare times where I had been locked up after 1992 and the blacks are running shit. There's like 4 payphones, 2 for the Mexicans, whites, and others, and 2 for the blacks. And this one little Indian, dark skin, real good hair, he walks over and he gets on the black phone. And my brother say, hey man, get off that phone. And dude turns around. He's like, who you talking to? He said, I'm talking to you, fool. Get off that phone before I break your jaw. And he said, nah man, me black. He said, nah, you ain't no black. And we start laughing. He said, yeah, me black. Me from wherever the hell he from, somewhere over in India. He said, yeah, me black. So he said, all right, so you roll with us? He like, yeah, I roll with y'all. Like, all right, don't let me see you over there with them South Side. Don't let me see you doing nothing with them Mexicans or you gonna get your ass beat. He like, no, I'm blacker than you, fool. And we just fell out laughing, and that was the extent of that. But bro making people clean up, he making sure everything's orderly, meaning the floors are clean, the sinks are clean, the toilets are clean. I mean, he got it in motion. So that shit was really surprising to me because I never seen him get down inside the county jail or prison. Over the years, I've heard debates about are gang modules PC or not. Especially in the age of the internet, I see a lot of people saying gang modules are for PC. If you was really with the business, you go to the main line. Well, check this out. Let me give you another perspective. I got 2 crimies in the module, and I don't know what's going on with our case. Why would I not want to be in there talking to my crimies? Why would I not want to be educated on our case and how we gonna plea and what everybody's being offered and what everybody know? Trying to strategize so we can be free or get as less time as possible. So that's one of the reasons why you will go to the module. Another reason is I had some homies in there, Peanut and Lil No Good, and I wanted to be with them. I never done no time with them 2 dudes, and them 2 dudes was solid. Them dudes had names from the hood. So I want to go in there and be with them. It ain't got nothing to do with no PC or no main line. Obviously, my brother and the 111s and PJ, they were running the 9,000 floor. So it don't take a whole lot of rips to run nothing. It don't take a whole lot of bloods to run nothing. All it takes is unity, solidarity, and a few strong men. When you go to the gang module, particularly the Crip module, you are not protected from any gang violence or any predatory acts. Let me give you some examples. While I was in there was at least 1 guy killed, many guys stabbed, many guys beat up, and I believe there was a rape. There was a rape downstairs, not on our tier, but there was a rape up in there on Baker Row. And check this out. When you go to court, often you're integrated with the general population. So you're not missing the rumbles. You're not missing the court tank rumbles or the court rumbles or none of that. Now, there are a lot of instances where we're handcuffed. We're in blue and white at the time, and we're handcuffed and we're secluded from general population. But depending what court you go to and depending what officers handcuff you or don't handcuff you, you're just as free as anybody else to get down, to fight and do whatever. So there is no PC. You're actually locked up in 4 or 6 man cells. You're gonna fight or you're gonna thunder with somebody in that cell eventually, or in the cell next to you. When you go in there, it's not a big peace treaty. Yeah, we must live together to get along, and we do communicate, and you do get friends from other hoods that are supposed to be your rivals, but you don't get along with everybody. You got natural enemies and you got made enemies up in there. On top of that fact, the Bloods are right behind us. Then you got the others. Then you got Aryan Brotherhood and the top-ranking Southsiders and Mexican Mafia. So you can't say on one hand, Mexicans run LA or Mexicans run the prison, and then they top guys in the module, and that's a PC. You can't do that. You can't mix that. That can't be a PC if they go into the penitentiary and running shit. So don't get it twisted. It do go down inside them gang modules. Do not get that twisted. In fact, I remember a dude from 18th Street got killed while I was up in there. No matter what side of the divide you're on, trust and believe it does go down in there. In today's state of these brazen robberies in broad daylight throughout Beverly Hills and affluent communities across the nation, I don't condone and I don't endorse robbing nobody, but if you do, get rid of the evidence. Don't be like me and hold on to something just because you like it or it's expensive. Get rid of the evidence. And that's going to do it for this episode of KMV True Stories. Be sure to tune in for the next story about the Crip module and how I began to get a little bit of pull up in there. And be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And no matter who you are, please leave a comment. I'm out of here. Much love. Peace. Salute.
They must have forgot that he was present on the block. Kept the hood hot and had the known dope spot. They must have forgot he put in work for the hood. Riding down the block, lows up at the spot. They must have forgot that he was present on the block. Kept the hood hot and had the known dope spot. They must have forgot he put in work